I want to add my voice on the calls that DCI should be disbanded and made afresh. There are various examples, there are various things that have happened of late that I believe that there should be a big reshuffle. First of all, by removing Amin as the director, and then they do a thorough cleanup of the department. I have seen that from the case of Njeri. I have seen that from the case of Ojwang, Albert Ojwang Omondi, and they say that experience is the best teacher. I have also experienced it. That I have come to discover that the the Directorate of Criminal Investigation has become a department of criminal investment. And I'll try to put my points across. First and foremost, what is the mandate of the DCI? What is the mandate of the DCI? It is to investigate crimes. It is to investigate crimes. Is the DCI, as currently constituted, doing so? No. I say no, with examples. I remember a few hours ago, I saw on TV, on Facebook, the National Police Service, not the Kenya Police Service, was giving the example of the Nakuru police constable who, even when Mapangale was going to him, he was very cool and he did not do anything bad. But let me tell you, a big ship that carries 1,000 containers can be sunk by a hole the size of a coin. I also want to tell you that it is one bad apple that spoils the 99 good ones. And it is in those cases, we will not go for democracy. We say that the ship was sunk by a small hole, and it is one bad apple that spoiled the rest. So, the DCI is, briefly, supposed to prevent crimes. And in the unfortunate case of crime happening, they are supposed to investigate and apprehend the offender. That is what DCI is supposed to do. But what are they doing today? Ojwang is dead. Me and Njeri, we are living examples. This is what DCI nowadays do. And I've just told you that it is the small hole that sinks the great ship. You should take, and they say that a chain is as strong as its weakest point. The chain may have so many loops, but one bad loop makes the chain be useless. Nowadays, the one apple that spoils the DNA is this how they do. Step number one, someone approaches them and he is very annoyed with another person. He says, how can we pin so and so legally? How can we pin so and so legally? Then the DCI, the handful DCI people do is that they look at the law. They say that the tail was made for the animal, not the animal for the tail, isn't it? But now they make it that it is the tail that wags the animal. You convince detectives that you are not happy with so and so. What can we do? Then the detectives look at the laws of Kenya and then decide what to do. I thought that step one is supposed to, you go to the DCI, tell them so and so has wronged me. Then they look at it holistically. And then they tell you, no, this is a personal difference or whatever. No. You convince them in many ways. Yes, you can, not all of them are monetary, but a number of them is monetary. You convince them that you are not happy with so and so. And you tell them to look for a legal loophole to do that. Then after you have convinced them, that is how they look at the law. And then they come up with what they have said, what they are now misusing, an act that is called cyberbullying and computer misuse. Yes, there are crimes committed by that. And yes, the act should stay there. Yes, the act should stop other people. But at the rate that the DCI is misusing that, it will make people push the MPs go and either repeal that act or amend it. And those people who are genuinely suffering from misuse of computer and whatever will start misusing that. And here you'll find that a government department, instead of doing something good for the government, it has turned back to do bad for the people. Step two, let us use the Ambiguity Cyberbullying Act as an example. Let me ask a question. Why is it that 95% of people who are charged with this, under this act, the cases are thrown away? Why? It is because when people are being arrested for cyberbullying and computer misuse, the intention is not to convict the person. The intention is to bully that person. Let us go to step three. Njeri was arrested on Thursday, and I saw her giggling when the court threw out the case. I sympathized with her because she has never been to Kiganjo. She should not have been happy that she had won the case, because in the first instance, she was not even wrong in the first instance. This is what happened. Njeri, in short, she used her own style of public participation. She was looking for people to oppose. This is what public participation is. You have several options. Everybody gives. Now, sorry to say, recently I uploaded a video where I said public participation according to Ruto. Now, this is a very good example. If you go there, if you scroll down and see how I've explained Ruto's way of public participation, here it comes. Ruto's public participation is he gets his people, call people in a public meeting, tells them what he thinks about whatever he's going to do, then goes away. According to him, that is public participation. To me, that is public listening. But public participation, let us have as many diverse opinions as possible. Then we can decide which one is convincing. I'm not saying at all that their way of talking is, the idea they have is bad. No, it could even be better. Give us your idea. Let people like Njeri also give us their ideas. Let us look at the various options. Who knows? We may even not agree with Njeri. After all, she's not even an expert. Now, when she gives an alternative thought, and you want to, she uses it through social media. What do? You cheat that she has misused her computer. How do you computers? If I understand them, computers are made to make information gathering quick. I don't think that Njeri has a capacity of gathering 1,000 people in one place and addressing them. But using, kwanza hana sauti kubwa, but using the system that she used, she could get as many people as possible to participate. It was even said that the thing that she created jammed the parliamentary, it jammed the parliamentary email. A recruit in Kiganjo, not even the police officer who was arresting her, a recruit in Kiganjo will tell you that for you to arrest Njeri, you have to establish two things. You have to establish one thing that is called mens rea and actus rea. For something to be considered a crime, you have to do an act that is criminal. And you also have to do it with ill intention, which means with a guilty mind. Yes, maybe Njeri's message crammed the email system of the parliament. But did she do it with an intention of cramming it? If she did it unknowingly, then that is not a crime, because mens rea, that is the guilty mind, is not there. But I'm teaching to the wall, because these people know that. These people know that, and they know if Njeri had started that with an intention of jamming. You remember when we disagreed with Tanzania concerning Tundu Lissu, some Kenyans jammed the departments of Tanzanian government departments. Yes, that one can be called criminal because they went out with an intention of, that one can be. But Njeri, did she do that with an intention of jamming? No, she didn't. Actually, the intention was to place her long in the police cells. That was their intention. They knew, they arrested on a Friday, on a Thursday. They deliberately arrested her on a Thursday, knowing that the following day would be a public holiday. So the intention was kamata kamata. She be arrested on Thursday and then taken to court on Monday, and then the case is thrown. The intention was to have her in jail for 4 days. Nothing like that. Step 3 concerns Talam and JI-TENGE. Me. Talam, the OCS for Central Police Station. Your phone is confiscated by the DCI people. They say that, but in Talam's case, it is the IPOA. They say that they are taking your phone to the DCI headquarters for forensic analysis. Now, when they take it for forensic analysis, it is to be shown that whatever you did it through that phone. But what happens? What happens that with the phone that is supposed to be in Kiambu Road, Talam's phone started sending messages to people around. You know I am in problems. You know I'm in problems. Kindly send 10,000. They go to all your contacts. They went to all of Talam's contacts. They start, and you know Talam's case is known Kenya-wide, isn't it? So you have saved Talam in your phone, and he tells you to send him 10,000 to assist him in the case that is going on. When I surrendered my phone, I surrendered it with, first of all, I had to recalibrate it to 00. When I received it, then I returned the nini to the normal. You give them, because if you hide the password, the PIN number, it means that they cannot open it. So they tell you they are going to do that. And what happened to the alarm? He gives out the PIN number and whatever. Then when he is in the police cells, or is it in, yeah, I think it is the police cells, his phone sends out messages that, you know, the case I'm having, the case that I am having, the case has what? I need money. Can you send me 10,000? Now, if it is how many people to make a million? In my case, I spent 41 hours in police cells. I was arrested on a Monday at 8 p.m. I was released on Wednesday, 2 days later, on Wednesday at 26th at 1300 hours. That is 1 p.m. Now, from Monday, 24th, 8 p.m. to Wednesday, 1 p.m., that is 41 hours. I'm supposed to be taken to court within 24 hours. That is 41 hours. No explanation was done because I was not arrested on a weekend. I am released at Gigiri police station, being given a cash bail at 1300 hours. That is 1 p.m. But 2 hours and 5 minutes, 2 hours and 5 minutes when I was still in police custody, 10 kilometers away at community area, there is a kiosk between Milimani High Court. There is a kiosk between Milimani High Court and Magereza House. Food was bought in that kiosk at 10:55 a.m. That is 2 hours and 5 minutes before I was released. Technically, the phone was with the DCI lab in what do you call? Kiambu Road, Magereza House. No, Mazingira House. That is where my phone was supposed to be for lab tests. And I was still in Gigiri. I was still in Gigiri because I was released at 1300 hours, according to the cash bail receipt. I was released at 1300 hours. So at 10:55 a.m., when my phone was paying for meals, 800 shillings, at a kiosk between Milimani Hotel, Milimani Locals, and Magereza House, food was being paid there for 800 shillings. And I was at Gigiri police station. At the same time, my phone was supposed to be at Kiambu Road. Now you see, this thing about computers and phones and whatever being taken for forensic, it is a noble cause. It is a noble cause. We should, but look at what had happened. Supposedly, when Talam's phone is supposed to undergo forensic, and mine is also supposed to undertake forensic. You can see that. And yet, that was, I received my phone after 86 days, and the phone was dismantled. And then all my WhatsApp group, I was removed. Actually, at the time of shooting this, I'm busy applying to the administrators of the groups that I was. All of them, I was being removed. During the time my phone was with the DCI, I don't know, suppose whatever crime I may have committed, of which of course I've been vindicated, but even if I would have done that whatever, supposing I would have even jumped the parliament, does that mean that all my WhatsApp groups, I have to be removed? And now I'm contacting the administrators to return me there? We can only clean the department by sending Amin home and do a thorough checkup. We do a thorough checkup for what the department is. As I said, if you look at every department since, if you look at every department 50 years ago, if we look at every department 50 years ago, comparing it to today, that is 1975. In 1975, JM Karaoke was killed inside the special branch office, isn't it? Now let us look at each and every department has improved. If you compare, let me start with education. Those of us who went to school in the 60s, we had slabs. Slabs were small blackboards the size of a tablet, and we used to study under the trees. I have used a slab. I have studied under the tree. Now, if you look at today's slabs, we have tablets. Let us also look at other things. 50 years ago, if you are unable or unwilling to go to the university, you could study from something that we used to call correspondence. Nowadays, you can get your degrees through what is today called what do you call distant online, yeah, the online degrees. Where during my time, when you wanted to get higher education, we used to study something that was called correspondence. Now you can do it online. Medically, you can be operated while you are conscious. You even talk to them and they are operating you. We have so many things that have changed that the county, I can dare say that county, county referral, teaching and referrals are far more better than what Kenyatta National Hospital was in 1975. When it comes to things like electricity, internet, they are only missing from areas, very remote areas. And even in those remote areas, they have alternated it with something that is called solar. When we come to special branch of 1975, it is very much different from NIS of today. Remember, when Gethi shot JM Karaoke, almost everybody was saying that they should finish off JM Karaoke because if he is let out alive, he will disclose what happened. But it is only Ignatius Nderi who was saying that a report be made to a police station and investigations start immediately. Can we say that about Amin today? I want to take you back to that time. JM Karaoke has been shot first. And everybody is saying, finish him off so that we kill the evidence. But Nderi said, no, let us make a report in the police station and the investigations commence. What is Amin doing now? Because Amin is occupying the position that Nderi did. Facilities that are with the DCI today cannot be compared with the facilities that Nderi had in 1975. But what is Amin now doing? You saw Amin saying that he is suspecting Talam to be the main criminal. In 1975, March, Nderi was saying that criminals should be exposed, even if they are state friends. And what is Amin doing today with all the education and with all the facilities? He is using a deviationary tactic. Nderi wanted to expose a crime. Amin wants to hide a crime. Hapo ndio tumefika. Before I came up with my twin stories of Jerry and the Nyanza saying, I wanted to clear that thing. That is why I came up with that idea of saying that. Someone came up with a good idea sometime. There is a time somebody came up with a good idea. It's a very good idea. And that is what I was saying before. Some of these things like the cyber whatever. I'm saying it's a very good idea. And I'm saying that if well used, it is good, but we are spoiling it. Just like somebody came up with a good idea and said that since there are so many bank robberies in Kenya, why don't we come up with something like a SWAT? Why don't we come up with something like a SWAT? It was a good idea, but politicians have hijacked it. Politicians have hijacked it such that you can paint your donkey black and white, but does it turn into a zebra? No, it will not turn into a zebra. It will still be a donkey. Every new government comes up. Every new government comes up. And then the first thing it does, there are two things it does, both overt and covert. Overtly, they'll say, we are going to disband the killer squad. We are going to disband the Kinakamunde. What do? They disband the Kamunde, but secretly start a new department with the same mandate, with the same, everything the same, except the personnel. Except the personnel. It can never, and that is what I've been telling Itumbi, it can never be wrong for you to be harassed by Uhuru's government and you don't notice things happening wrong now. Being close to the president, Itumbi is the best person to give the president the correct picture. So that is how it has become, such that they paint the donkeys to be zebra, but nyani ni yule yule. Nyani ni yule yule. Finally, as I complete, I would want to tell you that what today is happening, I had even talked about it that time, but I did not complete it. You go to the DCI, you tell them that so and so is annoying you. What do you do? Then the DCI tells you how to trap that person. When they advise you how to trap that person, just something kidogo tu hivi, they swing in. To me, they came. The driver maybe had a concealed pistol, but 4 detectives armed with SMGs came to me as if I was worse than Jimanji. The same police station had given Jimanji a ceremonial, a guard of honor out of the prison. They are the same DCI, the same place where Jimanji, the Kware femicide, they'd have no time even to think of chasing that person, because God knows how many people has he killed up to this time. To the time when we will certify that he's dead or has been rearrested, the time from the time he left up to now, how many people have they killed? But you'll find that Gigiri DCI can come 4 of them armed to the teeth, just because I sent a message to somebody and told her that being convinced by a police officer and a Gigiri command, a police officer and a Gigiri division had befriended a widow who was selling land near Giraffe Center. I just sent a message to her. Actually, they advised her to, in law we call it agent provocateur. Agent provocateur. This is where you provoke somebody to commit a crime. It means that if you would not have taken that action, the person would not have committed the crime. That is why you are called agent. You are an agent who provocates. Now, after winning the case in Milimani Law Courts, she was stopped from selling that land along Koitobos Road. She went with her boyfriend and sat with the DCI in Gigiri, where it was never planned how the DCI would take the idle time to look for Jimanji, the Kware person. It was how to get him. Luck was on their side because a cousin called Raphael Murioki had a sick child. So a WhatsApp group was open. And this lady, using the WhatsApp group, now got my M-Pesa number, and she sent 6 shillings. She sent 6 shillings. When she sent 6 shillings, it was to confirm that that is my number. And then she started sending messages. Akanitukana, shetani, devil, sijui nini. Imagine she called me devil. No, she called me shetani, the Swahili version. She called me shetani. She sent me another SMS calling me Ngoma. Ngoma in Kikuyu means 2 things. It means the devil, and it also means mental incapacity. And I just sent her a simple message. I sent her a simple message telling her that she was married in 1977. Now she has got a boy. She has got a boyfriend who was born in 1978. And the boy is trying to convince her. The boy is trying to convince her to sell land along Koitobos Road. And I stopped her before Justice Jacqueline Mogire of the Milimani Law Courts. Now, according to the DCI, because the boyfriend, he works in Gigiri Police Command, now they find the first thing is going to look for this fellow who killed women in Kware. Useless job. But this fellow is trying to expose a fellow police officer. Our driver is trying to expose our driver. Let us teach him a lesson. Let us teach him a lesson. And that is why I went through all that lesson. Now, finishing off, I want to give an example of both Njeri and me. And also Ojuang, the late. What they did was concerning Njeri and what they do, first of all, they cyber bully you. Imagine they cyber bully you and then later arrest you. They don't arrest themselves. Njeri started getting messages. Tunajua pali unaishi, tunajua sijui nini nini, na tutakukujia unakaa kwa nyumba doa namba fulani. First of all, they really harass you. And on my part, there are some Facebook pages from my rural home. It was being alleged, and I would really want to discuss with the NIS. Why should a sister company, a sister firm, a sister organization go to tell the whole world that the NIS want to arrest me? They say the NIS want to arrest me because I'm disclosing NIS secrets for 3 weeks. That is from 3rd March to 21st March. And he's going to be arrested by Gigiri people because of whatever. Now, supposing, I'm only saying supposing, I'm not trying to say NIS are angels, but supposing I would have disappeared, supposing I would have died, everybody would have gone to the Facebook and said, were we not told that NIS wanted to arrest him? They would have done an operation Shika Musumari. Right? Yes, right. I would want to know what Haji would think about that. I would even advise Haji to discuss with Amin, tell the boys not to spoil whatever. Then I got a phone call. I got a phone call. Let me not go into particulars of that phone call. But somebody told me that he's a detective from Gigiri. It was on a Friday at 6. And he wanted me to go to Gigiri and report there the following day on a Saturday at 8. I was supposed to go there at 8. Saturday. It was timed that I spent that weekend in cells. And then I called him and told him I'm not going. I'm not coming. Then I was supposed to be arrested at 8, spend the weekend there. At 10, messages was all over that I'd already been arrested. So, what I'm saying here is, what DCI today is doing is, first of all, you go and talk to them. It doesn't matter whether you have committed or you go there for a favor. I think that is what I could say. You go there for a favor. And then they look for something. When they look for something, if there is nothing, they provide. And then they start sending messages to you to put the scare in you before they get you. And that is what is happening. It is very bitter, but it is what is happening. And they say experience is the best teacher. You have to go through it. You have to go through it to feel it. And where it has reached, I remember the other time, was it a day or two, I uploaded a video where I was comparing those days and today. I can dare say that as early as during Nyayo torture chamber days and as late as last week, I can say that take Nyayo House torture chamber, take the, what do you call, Yala River, combine them. DCI is worse than, today it is worse than all of them combined. It is worse than all of them combined. Why? Because of one reason. When we had Nyayo torture chamber, we had a central command. James Opio, he was organizing that. During the days of Yala River, we had, I don't know who it was, but there was somebody central who was organizing. Somebody would say that we are having Pakistans coming and they'll assist Ruto. Get them, kill them. Somebody from somewhere, he was sending somebody. But here, we have cells, and each cell is acting independently. If you have to handle the Nyayo house, if you have to handle Nyayo torture chamber, you had only to go to one person and that person would clear it. But now, you may be stopping DCI thugs in Makueni. But are you telling me that you can stop DCI thugs in Uyoma? No, you can't. That is why, you see, in the former ways, you had several options. I mean, you had only one option, talk to one person. But here, it is a snake with very many heads. You kill one, other snakes will still work. That is my point for today.